From a young age, we would all be so clueless on how social media works. So when we start learning, we develop habits, the process of liking, commenting, sharing, etc., which then becomes a daily routine. Every day after school, the first thing you would probably do is flop on your bed and get on your phone to check the latest feed of influencers back in the day. Every single day. Imagine being a kid again, and that's what you would be doing for the rest of the school year. So ask yourself, like, is this right? Is this wrong? Do I want to live my life in the same routine all over again? But you know, the fact there could be kids already questioning this is like having your midlife crisis when you're 12 years old. So, here's a list of reasons why I believe children shouldn't have personal accounts on social media, specifically on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And when I mean kids, I mean kids under 12 or grade school kids because there are some people who think they're still kids, you know what I mean? Anyways, first, based on exposure, children can be exposed to many things on the internet. Yes, what more on social media where it's two-way communication. They can interact with individuals they haven't met in real life and share information without even knowing it. It's a dangerous world. Secondly, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are probably the most used apps today. If a child posts a picture of them on any of the platforms, there would be a tendency insecurities will start to rise there. Children are sensitive and take influence easily from anyone. Anyone can comment on their photo, whether something positive or negative. It still affects the impact of how the child reacts to it. This then leads to a coercive mindset of conforming into the norms of society. In other words, they'll have this mindset that they should continue to post prettier pictures of themselves, change the way they act or look, or even block or follow more people online. In the end, it's still the use of social media that shapes the kid to believe that's the standard of what they should be doing. So here's some background info. Most children would start in a communal setting, a place of family and a community. As children, right, we follow our parents, they teach us how to work together to strengthen our relationship with them, and by learning how to participate in the surrounding community. Self is a sociological concept, and according to George Herbert Mead, our self is produced by interaction. Our self is also developed by the stages of playing, which is the mimicking of roles. This forms our own identity. So, at a young age, social media can develop an identity crisis. They haven't explored enough in the real world, but more on social media, so they base their whole being there. So, if we were in a real life setting, instead of getting your child a phone, why not expose them to groups or organizations as children to get them to form their peers in other societies? That is still being exposed to the world and how we can interact um, when growing up. Oh, like, why not expose them to have their childhood first before exploring into a new world online? Technologies do cause social changes. It's advancing in education, in economics, and everything else. But being involved can wait until the child has matured. It's never too late to learn anything, anyways.